and hello everybody. Welcome to Churchland High School. Tonight's game between the Hampton Crabbers and the Heritage Hurricanes. Eastern Region Finals here at Churchland. Send it to courtside where Brent has the head coach of the Heritage Hurricanes, Michael Gardner, over there for an interview.
Thanks, Mike. I'm here with the head coach of the Lady Hurricanes, Coach Michael Gardner. And he's been with them 6 years, just to let the people know. He's 103-39. He's been in the playoffs the last 5 years. You built yourself quite a record, Coach, already in just a short time. And I have to say, I watched your game the other night. Quite impressive. You handled everything really well against a team that was supposed to really be number one in the state. So I need you to tell me something about PA and how you handle that pressure.
Well, actually, we were pretty surprised that we didn't get more pressure. But the thing about it is that our kids, Ebony Dickerson, Latasia Robinson at one point, Indy Hauser, Nikki Lee, they all came through into guard positions. They were able to handle their pressure, so actually did fairly well there. But then on top of that, our players like Sonia Johnson, Bonet Holston, they came in and released some of the pressure. So we were able to handle it pretty good. And we got down at 20-10, and then the kids came back and pulled it together, and after that, it sort of seemed like the pressure went away.
Well, I have to say, not to interrupt, but a big part of that was a decision you made to kind of go to a kind of semi-zone. It really kind of shocked Princess Anne a little bit. But while I've got you here, last 3 years, you've had the Player of the Year on your team. And I've watched them play, and they're absolutely awesome. And let's do a little bit of talking about Dickerson, though, number 10, because she was such a little jitterbug for your team the other night.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, as most people know that follow basketball, point guards really set the tone, and actually the coach on the court. And she decided over the course of this week to start attacking the basket, doing the things that we need her to do, that coaches want them to do, setting the tone for the rest of the team. And she's done that all week, and she really pulled it together the second, third, and fourth quarter for us against PA. The first quarter wasn't so great, but after that, after we took the timeout, she came back, she did fairly well.
Absolutely perfect observation, because after the first quarter, it just changed the entire tempo. One more question, then I'm going to let you get back to your team. Tell us what you faced Hampton so many times. What do you expect from tonight? Anything different?
I don't think so. I think the Hampton Heritage game, they pretty much play out the same way. I expect them to come out and play us man and change up a little bit, just try to catch us off guard. But, we just got to play it. And tonight is almost like an all-star game with a little structure, right? We're just going to let it go. We're just going to play, man. We're going to have a good time.
Well, on behalf of the Peninsula District, we're so proud that two teams made it from our side. Good luck tonight, and thank you again so much. Okay, Mike, back to you.
All right. Hey, thanks, Brent. While we wait a couple seconds for Brent to grab hold of the Crabbers head coach, David Six, talk a little bit about the games that took place here on Thursday in the semifinals. Hampton came out against the Woodrow Wilson Lady Presidents, and they took care of business with them 64-52. And as far as the Heritage Hurricanes are concerned, they took care of the game between Princess Anne, as they talked about early, by a score of 52-43 on a absolute great played game. We'll send it back over to Brent now, as he has David Six over at courtside.
Thanks again, Mike. I'm here with head coach David Six of the Lady Crabbers. 8 years in a row, Peninsula District champions. Legacy you started, you're way into already. Another Peninsula District championship this year. You're up against a team that you probably know better than anybody else other than their own head coach. Tell us what you expect from Heritage tonight. They've been playing real good ball the last 3 games.
And I think that they'll be inspired. Obviously, my condolences go out to Debbie Berry and her family. She was a great person, and I think that they'll come out and try to rally and play for her. Obviously, we've had some success against them, but it'll be tough. They've got a very talented team, very deep team, very athletic. So we'll have to play well to win.
Well, your quote in the paper was pretty much to the same fact. It's a new game all over again. They're a better team now than they were 2 weeks ago. I think that hit it right on the head. You've got 2 great big players. The last game I watched you play, that's the first time I've seen guards being able to match up with you like they did. But you took it right back inside and took it where you found the weakness and scored well. You got 2 big girls, but since you got one that's a senior, let's talk a little bit about her, since this is her last year.
Okay. Evelyn Lewis, probably one of the most athletic kids we've ever had at Hampton High, if not the most athletic kid. She leads the team in assists. She really can run, get out on the break. But I thought she brought her A game against Wilson the other night, and I thought we had an advantage inside, and I thought we exploited that.
Yes, you did. It was quite an amazing game to watch, and I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. We're cutting it kind of close for you to get over there with your team, but thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, and we're looking forward to next week, as a matter of fact.
Right,
okay, Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Brent. As you can see, both teams still on the court during their pregame warm-ups, as Brent is going to get with the public address announcer, Mr. Bill Nettles, who will be doing a special little chat in regards to Debbie Berry, the athletic director of the Heritage Hurricanes, who passed away this past Friday from a massive stroke, and everybody on the Peninsula District has known Miss Berry for a lot of years. I had the privilege of knowing her for the last 4 years with my son, who attended Heritage, and she was a great lady, and everybody around will definitely miss her. So that, it's kind of hard for a lot of us to have to deal with it. And I guarantee you that the Lady Canes from Heritage are dedicating this game to that. So the Crabbers are going to have their hands full tonight. They've won twice already over the Hurricanes during the season, winning by 9 the first time early on in the year, and then a few weeks ago they played them in a critical game during the end of the regular season, which as a matter of fact, that particular game wrapped up the Peninsula District regular season title for the Crabbers, as they came away with a 15-point win in that particular contest. We're down to, I guess, a couple of minutes before we start playing the game. As far as the games were concerned, on Wednesday night, which were the semifinals for the ladies, the Hampton Crabbers had to play the Wilson Presidents from Portsmouth. And that was a game that I really fully thought that the Crabbers would handle, which they did, and they did a good job. They fell behind early in that game, 20-10, and battled back and took care of business. But the shocker of this tournament was the defending state champions from Princess Anne High School, the Lady Cavaliers. The Heritage Hurricanes did a tremendous job falling behind in that game also, and were able to come back and defeat them to force the third and deciding game here between the Lady Crabbers and the Lady Canes of Heritage. Again, the winner of this game will host the first round of the state quarterfinals, which will be held March 3rd here at Churchland. Hopefully we'll see the Lady Crabbers here, and if the Hurricanes happen to win that game, then the Crabbers will have to travel to the central part of the state up in Richmond, where they will play the Central Region winners of their final game there. The referees for tonight's game, there they are. The referee is Jerry Sprouse. The umpires are Orsby Thomas and Matthew Myers. All three of these referees, by the way, are Peninsula District officials. They belong to the Peninsula Officials Association, commonly known, I believe, as the Board 25, and I'm not real sure what that particular symbols happens to be, and I believe we are getting ready for not only the starting lineups, but Bill Nettles, the public address announcer here for many years, I believe is going to have a tribute for the Lady Canes past athletic director who happened to pass away. I believe we're getting ready to have the national anthem, so we'll take a break here and listen to the national anthem as everybody is rising.
So proudly we
right, now we'll listen to Bill and his little talk.
You can have your attention, please. Like to get everyone's attention if I could. Ladies and gentlemen, the jubilation over qualifying for state postseason play for the Heritage Lady Hurricanes is overshadowed tonight by the loss yesterday of Debbie Berry. She was thrust into the athletic director's position at Heritage High School after the death of Al Fleury that left what was thought to be an unfillable cavity in the school's social and sports existence. Her enthusiasm for schools, the sports, and the kids more than filled that crevice and elevated her in our hearts to a place that many of us will never achieve. On a more personal basis, I had the opportunity to work closely with her on many sporting events I did for that school. The energy level she brought to each of us was infectious and spilled over to all of us who worked with her. Like George Walters and Al Fleury before her, her position will be filled, but she will never be replaced. I would like to ask at this time, everyone here, please join me in a moment of silence in the memory of a very special lady. Thank you all very much. We would like to take this moment to acknowledge the fact that our game tonight is sponsored by the Virginia High School League.
Working around her on numerous occasions, not only just when my son was at Heritage, but also before that, doing a lot of games for working with Bill, as I did a lot of the stats and stuff for him for the past 20 years or more. But either way, losing a lady who dedicated her life to the youth of the Newport News area, it was not only a shock but also a loss. Welcome back, Brent, as we are getting ready now real shortly here to actually have the introduction of the starting lineups. They are getting ready to announce the starting lineups of the Lady Hurricanes. This has already been done. And as soon as Andy can get these names and the pictures of these young ladies who are starters for the Hurricanes up on the board. All right.
That sounds good.
Here they come now. Nice words by Mr. Nettles right there for Debbie Berry.
Yes, very nice.
A moment of silence, well deserved by a lady who was very well respected by
a lot of people knew her.
Everybody in the district,
Yeah.
It's
50 years old, just.
And I know her mother.
Here's your starting lineup for Heritage, showing it right here. Dickerson, Lee, Johnson, Holston, and Thorpe played a tremendous game the other night. Not to get away, and they're playing quite inspired. I was over at the gym yesterday, and a very serious team, along with Coach Gardner. Very serious team.
Well, they've struggled a lot with playing the Crabbers in the past 6 years, and some of them have been pretty good blowouts, and some of them have been real close. This year, like I was telling them earlier, a 9-point win by the Crabbers the first meeting, and a 15-point win in their second meeting, which was the game that actually locked up the district title for the Crabbers. Hampton is 26-2. Their only 2 losses of the year. One was to Woodside early in the season, and the other one was to a team up at the Maryland tournament.
Yeah, the Maryland tournament.
Their 2 losses. Here's the starters for the Hampton Crabbers.
The Hampton Crabbers, of course, you can see Davis, London, Davis, Bennett, and Lewis. And, of course, Bennett and Lewis, the 2 big girls, took over here the other night and scored a total of 40-some points, I believe, 26 and 16 or something like that.
Well, this is the game. I just went dead. There it is. This is the game that is going to have a lot of emotion behind it, specifically on the team that is wearing the black and maroon uniform, black uniforms with a maroon stripe. The Crabbers coming out with all white, red numerals, and the Hampton Crabbers written on the front of their jerseys. They have a young lady, you talked about her early with David Six, their big center, Evelyn Lewis, had an outstanding game in the semis.
Wilson.
That's right. And
the irony of it is she's 6'3". I think she's going to Penn State. She's 6'3". She's a senior, one of the only 2 seniors on the Crabber roster. And not only did she get points under the board, but she was breaking loose on the fast break and picked up at least 3 buckets on the fast break, getting out ahead of everybody.
Heritage wins the TAT. And there's another young lady for the Crabbers that's a pretty good-sized girl, Alicia Bennett. She's a sophomore, and
yes.
She's a force under there, too.
She's 6'1".
Like the Crabbers open up maybe in a man-to-man, and that's what they are. They're covering man-to-man.
They like to press the ball all the time.
Like there's a outside shot by the...
And the first rebound by Evelyn. No, I'm sorry, Alicia Bennett got that first rebound for the Crabbers. Still no score.
Danica Lee on the first shot attempt. Bennett inside to Lewis. Lewis with a short jumper off the back of the rim, and there's the young lady we just got through talking about who came in and got the rebound for the Crabbers.
Got blocked trying to go back up. Yep, that's what happened. Oh, a little high dribble, but no big deal. Everybody looking a little bit nervous. First bucket in for 34. That was for Holston. Gets her first 2 points. She put on quite a show the other night. Just seemed to take over, bring the ball down the court.
So the Lady Canes open up with the first points of the game, lead 2-0 here.
I'll tell you something the Heritage is going to have to do, and they know this. You're going to have to deny that 3-point shot by Hampton, because I'm going to tell you what, they are one of the best 3-shooting teams I've seen. I've watched them all during the playoffs. And their first game, they were 9 for 12 from beyond the arc, and their second game, 7 for 11.
Well, there's Tiffany Davis underneath the board. She's the guard on the team underneath the basket, just absolutely battling for rebounds, and 2 offensive rebounds there. Didn't get anything out of it, but she's under there battling.
One of the smoothest guards I've seen, and she's just a sophomore. And you have to understand that all 3 of Hampton guards are sophomores, and they'll all be back for 2 more years.
The foul was on. Well, I'm not real sure who the foul was on. I didn't hear it, and they're not putting it up on the board. So we're going to have to keep a close eye, listen to as far as
first turnover for the Crabbers.
Who they call the foul on.
Low pass caught Joycelyn Davis in the thigh, in the knees, and she kicked it out of bounds. Still 2-0 Heritage here. Almost 2 minutes gone.
That's number 10, Dickerson, bringing the ball up for the Lady Canes.
When they played Princess Anne the other night, Princess Anne, number 3, I can't remember her name. She hit 4 3-pointers in the game, 3 in the first half, 1 in the third quarter. And then they put a chaser on her, which was number 10.
Bounced that ball on the end line, out of bounds. That's a turnover for the Lady Canes. That's 1 each now in the game.
That was one of the key points in turning that game around for Heritage against Princess Anne. She started girl never scored again. Couldn't get a shot off. And it was not a boxing one. It was just a zone with a chaser. And I'm telling you what.
There's Tiffany Davis on the drive to the hole, a little bit on the hard side.
Yep. Getting her shots off.
Sonia Johnson, number 33, getting the rebound. And double coverage there into the hole. There's a long three. Off the
Hampton
board.
Rebound. I don't know why she threw it back in like that. Oh.
That's going to be a foul on Davis. It'll be her first, team's first.
Well, they're pushing it, but nobody's been able to put it in the basket too much.
That was a nice inbounds pass, and actually, I believe the ball was blocked off of a Crabber player, and I believe that was Lewis, but they got the call from the referees.
Heritage putting on a little pressure, showing a little three-quarter court pressure. Manning up the guards, and that's
Davis coming up. Nice block there by
screen.
Lewis. Pass outside, and that's Payne back to Davis. All the way over there to Character, that's 23. I'm sorry, that's Alicia Bennett. Nice drive to the hole. It just rims out.
Just will
Davis.
not go. She's had 2 shots.
So far, the
Good
Crabbers
looks.
have not scored. The ball's been bouncing and rolling around the rim, but it hadn't fallen in yet.
They've got good looks at it.
Still 2-0 Heritage out in front. 4:45 to go in the first quarter of play.
Both teams might be just a little bit timid.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be a really low-scoring game.
Second quarter, it might light up, though. Everybody's getting the bugs out. They know they're playing for something big. This is the first time Heritage has been this far.
The winner of this one stays home next week and opens up against the Central Region runners-up as they are playing now up in Richmond. LC Bird, and I can't remember the name of the other team.
I was listening to him over there.
That's a walk.
Little travel by 23.
Turnover number 3.
By Lee.
Turnover number 3 now for the Canes.
A little bit tentative on both teams, I think. Hampton's had some good looks, just haven't gotten the ball to fall.
Tiffany Davis for the Crabbers had a nice little drive to the hole, but it looks, the last trip up, and she
had a rebound underneath it. There we go. Let's
put it up a little bit too hard. And here's Bennett with a little short jumper off the rim, and there's Lewis back
rebound.
in.
That's the big girls making a difference. All right, it's tied up here. Big girls are playing together tonight for Hampton.
Dickerson for the Canes. It's almost a carry there, but didn't get the call. 33 is Johnson. Off, and that was a bit short, and she gets her own rebound. It's still off, and looking to battle underneath the boards.
Still Heritage ball out underneath.
As you can see, a major difference in what the Heritage girls have done in the past. They actually are crashing the boards.
4 minutes, 19 seconds going. It's still 2-2. Good turnaround. A little bit strong.
That was
Bennett
42, Brittany Thorpe. There's Lewis, pulls the ball back out to Bennett, turnaround jumper.
Davis with a rebound.
Davis underneath the boards again and off the rim.
That should be, woo.
Well, that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Still tied 2-2, 3:21. Real timid right now, both teams.
Hampton's getting their shots. It's just like you say, they're not falling right now. Heritage is being very deliberate.
And what do you think about this crowd, man? This is the girls' game.
That's right.
Both teams coming from the Peninsula District on in a site that normally there's another turnover, number 4 for the Canes. Normally this place is rocking because they have normally the Southside teams playing.
This is a rarity when you get 2 Peninsula District teams in either league, girls or boys.
I think it's the first time that Peninsula District has had both teams
in it. Yeah.
In the regional semis or the regional finals, and the place is packed, folks. I mean, it's of course there's a lot of people here for the boys' games coming up, but they were turning people around last night before the first game was even started.
Oh yeah, it was a line outside. The line outside last night. It's her first three-point attempt.
Three-pointer.
Oh, almost a foul there. Didn't call it though.
Michelle Payne. I thought she told you she wasn't going to play anymore.
Well, that's what he said the other day when I talked to him on the phone. He thought they might have strained it a little bit, and he didn't think she was going to play anymore this season just to protect her. But I see that that's changed.
Well, she's a senior. I mean, if they're going to protect her, I mean, this is it.
And that's not who he was talking. They had one of their other guards that was hurt. That had pulled him. One that had the surgery. I can't remember.
Well, Payne's the one. Either way, timeout by the Hurricanes. Score, folks, still tied 2-2. 2:18 to go here.
5 minutes, 42 seconds going. It's 2-2. One foul against each team. Like we were saying, a little tentative. We've said that 3-4 times now. Hampton's only taken 1 3-point shot. And like I said, before this game's over, if Heritage backs off, if they have to go down in the zone because of the big girls,
Hampton's going to burn them outside.
You're going to see Hampton putting them up. Any team that doesn't check Hampton on a perimeter before the game's over, from what I've seen so far this year, they're going to pay for it. Davis, number 4, number 5, number 12, all 3 of them put up the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's Davis, London, and
Davis.
the 2 Davis girls.
Yes.
Davis.
It could be the law firm.
London, Davis, or Davis, London, and Davis. Yeah.
Call us right away for your.
Dickerson to the hole. Foul going up. Looks like the foul is going to be called on Jocelyn Davis, her first, team second. And they're calling that a floor foul, not a shooting foul. So the
fell down before she threw the ball up. So
Canes will have the ball. Nice play. It just didn't fall.
Nobody can get it to fall.
There's
got
Davis
2 of them
down
running.
the floor, drive,
It's a block.
And that was a good call because she was cutting in front of her.
Never got set.
But Tiffany Davis will go to the line now to shoot.
During the course of this game, this is the girl for the Hamptons out front that's going to carry the ball. She can penetrate.
Which one got called for foul?
I wasn't sure.
See which one gets called for the foul here.
It'll be 33.
Yeah.
That's going to be Sonia Johnson. This Davis girl, number 4 for Hampton, she's going to be the one handling the ball and can penetrate real quick, throw the ball up, and step back and shoot the three-pointer on you all night long. She got a nice jump shot from around the foul line.
She is only a sophomore.
All 3 of their guards, 3 of their guards are sophomores. They've only got 2 seniors on it, 2 people leaving on the team.
And they're going to have 4 of the starters coming back.
Right.
The only one they lose will be Lewis, as far as the starters are concerned. 4-2, the Crabbers have taken their first lead of the game. On to 2 free throws by Davis. There's a drive to the hole. It's a little bit off to the right. That was Ebony Dickerson on the shot.
Got to be Bennett's fourth rebound, I think. She's clearing the defensive boards. They're not getting second shots.
We'll have those stats, too, also, the rebound stats at the first half. Davis to the outside. There's Bennett from the outside, off the back of the rim.
Yep. Well, they're setting her up for a little outside. She hit a couple the other night.
Still 4-2.
Here comes Dickerson. She gets down the court quick. You got to pay attention.
That's Lee with the ball outside to Holston, one of their big girls. That's partially blocked, and I believe by Bennett. And I think she's going to get called.
Second, I think.
That's going to be Bennett. First foul for the Crabber forward, Bennett, at third on the team so far here in the first.
She got one just a minute ago, didn't she?
No, that was Jocelyn Davis that got it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Fouls so far in the first quarter. Tiffany Davis has one, Jocelyn Davis has one, and Alicia Bennett just picks up her first.
Folks,
3 team fouls.
From the first game the other night when the girls were playing, this is a completely different pace. I mean, they were running up and down the floor and putting some scores up. Like I said, these 2 teams know each other, though.
4-3 with a minute to go here.
You're not going to fool them with anything.
In the first quarter, Davis over to Bennett. Bennett drives and backs out. Passes to Lewis, back to Bennett. They're looking for an open shot, and that's exactly what they're doing. Got lucky on that one and almost got it to go in. It's going to be a 2-shot foul. Let's see who gets called for the foul. I believe it's number 23.
It's going to be Nikki Lee.
Her first, team's third. Going to the free throw line to shoot 2, Kelly London.
This is the first one. The other night they were something like 15 for 18 from the line.
Yeah, the last
11 or 12
the
in the
last
last
couple of minutes of the game is what really got it for the Crabbers. Their free throw shooting, and that typically is the case.
Well, Wilson had to foul him. Wilson had to foul him, and they hit 11 or 12 down the last 3 minutes.
Crabbers out in front 5-3. It's a low scoring first quarter, as I thought it would be.
Yep.
30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Dickerson out there trying to find an open spot outside here to number 23. That's Lee. Gets almost a moving block. There's a 3-pointer by Lee. It's off the back of the rim. They're all battling underneath to get the rebound, and it looks like Davis gets the rebound and is tripped.
And I think that's going to be by 42. I think that's going to be on Brittany Thorpe.
That's exactly who it is. All right, there was the one I was missing. That's her second. 14 fouls now for the Canes. 10.2 seconds left. The Crabbers going to try to get up the court real fast and score, but it don't look like it.
She doesn't realize.
She doesn't realize exactly how much time's left in the game or in the quarter. Takes a wild shot and almost hits.
She wasn't aware of what was going on. She was looking over the coach, and he's telling her, go, go, go.
Well, we come to the end of the first quarter here, folks, on a...
It's been an impressive run so far here, folks. We've filled the house up, and they've scored.
This place is absolutely overflowing with people, and the score at the end of the first quarter of play is the Lady Crabbers 5 and the Lady Hurricanes 3. That sounds like a baseball game.
It does that. You think they know each other? What inning is it? You think they know each other? You can tell nothing's a surprise to either team. They have seen each other before.
I told you before that before the game we talked about I thought this was going to be really, really a low-scoring game. I bet you just don't get to 40. I really don't. And we're already looking that way.
Well,
they're going to have to catch fire to get to that point now.
Well, but both teams can put up 3-pointers too. So you just.
I think Hampton only took one three-pointer, and
shot.
that was Bennett.
Well, he took two because the last one was a desperation up there.
Well,
so.
yeah.
But I don't know. They're both playing tentative. You may be absolutely right.
No, they're probably tired because they've played an awful lot of games here in the last 2 weeks.
They've played 4 games since last Sunday.
And then you go back to the week before that, they all played 3 or 4 games in the district tournament.
That's right. They played 2 games at home before they came here. Yeah.
And Bennett gets called for a travel. That's Travers' second turnover.
The good news is, as we know, we've been informed, these teams won't play again until next Saturday night. So there'll be a lot of practice, looking at a lot of scouting tapes, depending on who they're going to play. Of course, like Mike said, the winner is going to be right back here at Churchland next Saturday night at 6 o'clock. And the winner of the boys' games will be here at approximately 7:45 is what they usually say over here. Folks, if you get a chance to look around in these stands, we don't see this much over in the peninsula. We don't have a facility like this to house it.
But this is an absolute great facility to hold a high school tournament in. And one of the things that I heard, I was listening to the radio this morning, nice drive to the hole, and that was going to fall for the Lady Canes as number 34. That's Holston, gets her second basket. That's going to give her. London gets the foul. That's her first. That tied it up at 5-all as Holston will go to the line. She currently
Here's that foul again,
1 for 2.
See the ball get down low. I mean, it could have happened any time in there. Yeah, you could have called the herd for that foul.
Well, that one rings off, and they didn't block out. Johnson got the rebound and the putback.
Yep. Hampton just standing flat-footed. She went right around and got the rebound.
That puts, that's right.
4-point play. That's right.
That puts Heritage back out in front by 2 now as they regain the lead, 7-5.
Heritage is
playing in the zone right now, and this, if Hampton could hit the baskets, this is what they were looking for. That was kicked.
Why she puts that ball on the floor and that close?
Well, she's what is she 3 feet away from the basket?
What I'm saying,
puts it on the floor.
Yeah.
Go up with it.
Take that ball right straight back. Big as you are, strong as you are.
Start of the second quarter play here at Churchland High School. We were talking about how big this facility is for a high school. This high school gym, folks, was originally built to support. Oh, nice pass. Oh, and she left it short.
Don't know what's going on. Hampton is really tentative. The play was there.
And there's Johnson running up the court, off the rim, and here comes Davis.
She got a little bit deep for that shot.
Davis on a one on four. She pulls that out as she should have. There's a pass underneath to Lewis. Back out to Davis for a 3. A little bit hard. Lewis gets the rebound. There's a pass underneath. She gets hammered and no call.
No call. I can't believe it. She got her bell rung, I'll tell you that.
So Tiffany Davis had 2 shots at it.
That was a carry right there.
That's a 2-pointer. She was on the line. And right now, the Heritage Lady Canes are out hustling the Crabbers.
Yep.
3-pointer by Holston was a bit on the heart. That was Johnson.
They're trying to open it up. They took a couple of shots there hoping they could put some distance between Hampton. Hampton's just cold right now, folks. They haven't hit any shots. Shots they've been making. So, like Tiger Woods says, if you play 4 rounds, you're going to have 1 round that's not so good. Right now, they're not hitting it so well.
Well, they've had the open shots. They've had the drives to the hole, and they just they're not putting it in. That's all.
That's right. Here we got Bennett coming back in.
Bennett comes back in after a short break, takes the place of Kelly London. Pass outside here as the Crabbers bring the ball in. There's Jocelyn Davis.
Bennett taking a shot, completely misses everything.
Wasn't anywhere near the rim on that one. What a great hustle. What a great job by Davis. Davis gets the ball back. She wants to go to the hole with the ball. Bad pass.
You can't throw that pass all the way across like that.
What happened here?
A little cheap exchange.
And Alicia Bennett picks up her second foul, too, in the meantime.
Hampton's playing a little sloppy right now, folks. This is not their normal game.
Called. So Heritage takes their second timeout here in the
first half.
It looks like Letitia Robinson, number 4 over there, may have bumped heads with.
But he called a foul on Bennett.
Yeah. I want to see if we can see that particular play.
Here's the last hustle steal here, Mike. Take a look at this. I mean, Davis was just all around this ball. Watch her. Knock it loose, down on the floor, hustling for it, gets it, puts it back, and they still couldn't convert. And they had, what, 2 shots at it?
Well, they Davis threw really an ill-advised pass.
Oh, that long pass, yeah.
That's going to give them a turnover every time. Let me mark that down, too, by the way. 4 turnovers now for Heritage.
If you're not going to, that was for Hampton.
3 for Hampton.
There you go. Yeah, you got to keep that pin working, buddy. We're counting on you. Sir, you're the pin man.
Almost a steal by Davis. And they're working the ball into the big
Yes,
girls,
they are.
and it's falling.
Yep. They're working it around. 2 big girls playing with each other. I tell you, 34
Holston gets the
33.
bucket.
Johnson and Holston, they're just going at it. And those have been the players of the year the last 3 years.
I did not hear who he said the foul was on. Holston a little hard on the rebound by the Crabbers.
9-5 Heritage. Hampton with only 5 points in the first half with 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. It's hard to believe, I have to tell you, folks.
Well, the Crabbers haven't scored yet in this quarter.
A little bit tippy on the
couple of turnovers and a couple of really ill-advised
slowed the ball down. I don't know
passes.
why she slowed the ball down. There it was.
There goes Davis. Throws the ball back out, I believe, is that
That's
London?
the first 3. That's number 11.
Payne. That's Rachel Payne. That's the young lady who hurt her leg.
Yep. She's a senior. Yeah, Rochelle. The rebound.
Here's a pass to Davis on a one-on-one break. She pulls back out.
Got number 33. Drew a foul on Sonia Johnson.
That'll be her second. That'll hurt Heritage if their big girls get into foul trouble.
Yeah, she drew that. Watch this turn on. She drew that foul. See this? Watch this. Goes.
She probably could have drawn it by going in the other way, too.
Took it right into her arm. Did you see that?
So Davis will attempt to tie it and maybe take the lead with 2. First one's up and good.
Tie game.
Tied it up. 3 of 3 so far tonight at the line. Tie game 9-9. 4:18 to go here in the second period of play on a low-scoring game here. Regional finals at Churchland High School. Makes that one 4 for 4 now for
Davis.
Tiffany Davis in the first half at the line as the Crabbers regain the lead after falling behind by 3.
Hard to believe these 2 teams have played. Well, the last game they played, I think Heritage only scored, 39 points or something like that.
Yeah, and Hampton won by 15. That ball didn't have a chance. And
nice pickup.
Nice play by Holston as that gives her 9 points. She is 9 out of the 11 points for Holston. Oh, great block. Got her with the body, though. That's Rachel Payne will go to the line.
Foul is on. I didn't see who the foul was. Let's see who that foul's on. Yeah, here we go again. That's Holston.
Holston picks up her first.
6 fouls on each team. Hits her first.
Rachel Payne gets 4 points now on that free throw, and we'll go for.
Yeah, both of these teams are great free throw shooters. When Heritage played the other night, what were they, 18 of 24, 21 or something like that?
Throws up and on net.
So
and she's 2 for 2. The Crabbers now have the lead back again. Coming in the lineup for Heritage is Letitia Robinson, number 4. And she goes and takes.
3:46 to go. Hampton back up by 1. But like Mike's been saying, low-scoring game.
Takes the place of Lee for the Lady Canes. 12-11, Hampton out front. This is in a situation now where the score is just going to sit there and go back and forth.
Somebody's going to get a run.
Neither team has even come close to having a run at this point. They're just long 3-pointer back off the back of the rim. And I tell you what, the Crabbers had the rebound, and she was fouled.
Yep.
That was number 12, Jocelyn Davis. And after she got the going for the rebound, she was hammered, and there was no call.
Well, just as they say, I guess they're going to let them play. There's another
There's
three-point
a 3 by Davis off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded there by Indy Hauser. No relation.
I can't believe it.
Spelt differently, too.
Heritage still trying to set up. They're still trying to go from the top.
Oh, she's walking. A nice turnaround. It just didn't fall for
Yeah,
a
great
rebound
shot.
by Payne.
Nobody's getting the ball to fall.
Jocelyn Payne, folks, this young lady here, before she got hurt, was the third leading scorer in the district, averaging, let me tell you, 16 points a game. Lewis drives the hole and leaves it a bit short, a little hard, and it goes off the back. And now we're starting to get a little bit of running. 33, that's Sonia Johnson, ended up down on the floor. And
right,
number
send it
12,
back up
Jocelyn
now.
Davis brings the ball up, hands the ball off to Tiffany Davis. Over to Lewis. Back to
Big girls aren't hitting the boards now. I'm telling you. Well, of course,
12 to 11.
Bennett's out of the game, I think, isn't
minute
she? Yeah.
50, minute 50 to go. I tell you, somebody else, Lewis has not gone out the game yet. She's been in there for the entire first half. Oh, nice move. Oh, what are they calling there?
Call a hook. She called a hook. She hooked her with her arm.
Sonia Johnson. Let me tell you, folks, that's 3 fouls on her.
She hooked her with that left arm. I was kind of surprised at the call.
Well, if we see the replay of that call, we'll see it. But that's on number 33. That's her third foul, folks. And that's one of their guns under there. Travers working the ball around the exterior.
Hampton's playing
lanes.
4 guards now, and this is when they'll start putting. If you don't come out and contest every play, they'll
London
put that
for an
3-point up.
NBA three-pointer. She's carrying the ball, Bonnie Holston, and then throws it away. Another turnover.
All right.
Hurricanes have 6 turnovers. The Crabbers have 3.
1 minute, 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Fireball of a game here, folks. 12 to 11. Like I said, it's
this
just
is what I call wide open.
Well, you ain't seen much. This looks like one of those Group 1 high school games.
Here, looks like the Crabbers are trying to get the ball. That's a walk, and she did get called for it.
Got her own rebound.
Oh,
And
what a
she
shovel.
scooped,
Oh,
and
it did go in.
And
Tiffany Davis on a great play, and it just didn't fall.
They're not calling anything under the boards to speak of, folks. I mean, they're just kind of letting it go. Now both teams in a 1-and-1.
That foul was called on Davis. That is her second. And the Crabbers can ill afford to lose their quarterback, so to speak,
46 seconds to go. She's coming out of the game. That's a smart
move.
thing. Yep.
Rachel
Smart thing to
Payne
do.
comes back in for the Crabbers. Now where both teams are in 1-and-1, going to the line to shoot 1-and-1 is Bonnie Holston, 1 of 4 so far. Misses that one, makes
Running
her
a
1 of 5.
I was going to say, what are the chances of them going in tied up 12 to 12 at halftime?
40 seconds to go now in the second quarter.
Looks like nobody's making their extra points, doesn't it? after the touchdown.
A long three-pointer that's just bouncing off the back of the rim. They're not off by much, but that's all it takes.
They're just throwing the ball up. I just don't understand. This is not what Hampton usually does. They're just throwing
Down
it.
to 20 seconds left. The Hurricanes have the ball. They look like they're going to take the last shot and try to get the lead going into the half. Right now, the Crabbers up by 1, 12 to 11. We got 10 seconds to go.
Gonna go.
Dickerson trying to drive, passes the ball out to number 4 that bounces off the front of the rim. Robinson, she walked and got away with it. Holston.
Good.
Number 34, Bonnie Holston picks up her 11th point of the first half as the horn goes off, giving the Heritage Hurricanes a 13-12 lead.
And I don't know if you saw that. Hampton was just standing flat-footed waiting for the clock to run out. They weren't fighting for that ball at all. And here we
There
are.
was an awful lot of times when they had an opportunity. So we're at the half now here. This is the regional final, the Eastern Regional Final between the Lady Crabbers of Hampton and the Lady Canes of Heritage.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what this is, but let me say this. Teams that look at this for next week's game to judge how they're going to play, these teams are going to be really surprised.
Yeah, they will.
When they meet them.
All right, so we're at the half, 13-12. The Hurricanes out in front of the Lady Crabbers. Stay tuned for second half action here at Churchland High School. We will return shortly. to second half action here for the Eastern Region Championship game here between the Hampton Crabbers and the Lady Canes of Heritage. Man, what a first half. I mean,
blazing.
A barn burner, right?
Yeah, it was blazing. Yes, it was.
Yeah, 13-12. Heritage out in front at the half. That sounds almost
Well, no,
like.
I was trying to listen to the stats for the percentages of the shooting because I knew they were low.
Low wouldn't be the word
yeah,
for it.
Heritage was
almost
23% and 20% from the free throw line, and I couldn't get Hampton's because of the noise it picked up and the headset I needed to put on.
13-12 for a halftime score of a high school basketball game.
For you folks that went to the refrigerator during this game, you could have also cooked yourself a hamburger because it just wasn't that much happening.
Leading scorer in the game is Bonnie Holston for the Lady Canes. She had 11 of the 13 points. The only other player to score 2 points was Sonia Johnson. For the Lady Crabbers, we had 5 points for Rachel Payne with a 3-pointer and 2 free throws, followed by Tiffany Davis with 4, 2 points by Evelyn Lewis, which is a surprise, and Kelly London with 1 from a free throw. As we get ready to start the third quarter play, it can't get any worse as far as play.
Has Bennett scored at all?
For the Crabbers?
Yeah.
No, she has not.
Okay.
She is 0 for, and I mean 0 for, because she's had some shots that were nowhere near the rim. Yeah. And I don't know whether or not this is nerves or whether they're just plain tired from playing 7 or 8 games in the last 2 weeks.
I think that's got a lot to do with it. They started Monday night, Wednesday night, or something Tuesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. They've just been playing.
Well, let's also look at it this way. Both of these teams
teams
had to play a game Wednesday night. Thursday night. That the regional semifinals that they both played teams that were ranked higher than they were in the state, and everybody fully expected that both of these two teams would have lost that game, and both teams fought hard and they battled their way to wins to make it to this point. The Lady Crabbers, folks, 26-2 on the season. They've had games where they've scored 80 and 90 points in games, and folks, they only have 12 and a half here. So what a difference in what they normally do. That ball was almost.
Yeah, in one game, like we were just told, one of their games was 117 points in one of their games this year. And they scored 90, like you said, several times.
So this is their shooting percentage has got to be, folks, under 20%, because they just absolutely were nowhere around.
First turnover by the Hurricanes in the second half.
By the way, they had 6 turnovers in the first half. The Crabbers had 3. So even though the turnovers were low, the game was played very, very slow. 13-12 now, the Hurricanes out in front as the Canes come back out again to start the game in a zone, which they were pretty effective because the Crabbers couldn't hit the threes.
Right. Well, Hampton's sending 2 big people across the formation every time, which is they need to that's where you do. One needs to go across and one to center drag. But if you notice, when Heritage came out, their first offensive set was 4 baseline people with the guard out front trying to break somebody.
Bennett, nice little move. And it
just can't get at the ball.
Rolls off the back of the rim.
Yeah, she's not shooting the rim. She's not shooting the glass.
That's a drive, and a block is going to be called. I believe it's going to be called on Jocelyn Davis.
Yep. That'll
be her second.
Yep.
Going to the line now is Ebony Dickerson.
That's Ivana, isn't it?
I had Ebony, E-V-A-N-Y. Could be wrong. Misses the first. Goes for the second. That right there.
Okay.
Ebony misses the first, goes for the second here as it's up, and it is good. That gives them
2-point lead.
Canes a 2-point advantage, 14-12.
This game may be decided by free throws, all free throws.
Well, that's so far the way it's gone.
Yeah.
There hadn't been many baskets that's gone in the hole. There's Tiffany Davis. There's Bennett. Pulls up to shoot and backs out. Back to Davis and then back to Bennett. And there's Lewis on the drive. And
there you go. Drop step,
that
one dribble.
Is what that team
That's what she does.
does.
That's the play they usually do. Tie ball game now with 6:26 to go in this third quarter. Let's see.
Gives her 2 points on the game.
Let's see if this opens up a little bit.
far as fouls
as you can see now, Heritage has got all 4 people across the baseline.
That was a cheap foul.
Yeah, for all the things that are going on.
That's going Jocelyn Davis. That's 3 on her.
It's going to be coming getting her quick, I think. Evidently not. Got to be 5 seconds, folks.
I'm not sure how many 5 seconds they were going to plan on giving her. There's an outside shot.
Yep,
And
3-point.
absolute all money. Number 24, that's Indy Hauser. Her
Yep.
first points is a 3-pointer.
Well, she had 1 in the first half, or 2 points in the first half, right?
Crabbers are going to call timeout here, and that will be their first of the game.
What Heritage has done is, if you like, they put 4 people on the baseline, the 2 big people at the base of the foul line and 2 corners, and letting one guard penetrate and dish it out. You see she dishes it to the corner, and the corner person, the baseline defender, did not go out to that player.
So that gives the Canes a 3-point lead now. 5:49 to go, 17-14.
You can see Coach Six over there giving a strong discussion talk to the ladies. There's our
Susan
camera.
and Braxton.
Susan and Braxton up there in the stands. Let me tell you something, folks. It's about 120 degrees up there right now. We're going to have an ice truck deliver up there to save those people before tonight's over. Thank heavens they're not doing 2. Thank heavens they're not doing 2 games, because by the middle of that second game, I was here last night. We're up there in the temperature, and I'm glad we brought that up. It'll give us a chance sometime here to talk about the people we got working the crew for us tonight.
Bennett almost triggers the ball and decides to pull it back out. London on the drive.
Foul?
I can't believe she didn't get that. Was Rachel Payne, I'm sorry. Here's Tiffany Davis. Over to Bennett.
Now,
Davis again. That's a carry and did get called for it. There's Payne. In and out. That ball was down the hole.
If you saw that, though, all 5 Crabbers were standing there watching the shot. Nobody went to the board. They just stood there and watched. Stood there and watched, and that's that flash from the backside. They're playing that 4-man baseline, and you got the 2 big girls. See, they're being screened out. That's a bailout foul, folks. In other words, throw it up and I'll call a foul.
The foul's being called on number 12. That is Jocelyn Davis.
Well, while we've got a second right here, let's talk about our crew here tonight, which is doing.
That's 4 fouls on Davis, by the way.
That was a foul on Davis?
Yep.
That was her 4th?
Yep, and she's coming out. At the line to shoot, too, Ebony Dickerson. That makes her 1 for 3 now. She misses the first. So Davis goes out, and coming in for the Lady Crabbers is number 5, Kelly London. Dickerson will attempt to hit this free throw. Lady Canes up by 3, 17-14. That one's up and goes in.
4-point lead.
Biggest lead of the game by either team is 4 points.
Hampton's got all these guards, and if you watch, nobody is setting a pick around the top of the key, for any of the guards to get a shot.
Well, Hampton just
Call
their second timeout, in the last minute.
Yeah, while we got this break, Mike, let's talk about the camera. We got Nate Braxton and Susan Bowers and Ron Baton on the cameras tonight.
On the floor camera, I believe.
Yeah, Ron's out there somewhere walking around taking pictures of the cheerleaders somewhere. For graphics and animation, we got Andy Foley. Slow motion and instant replay, we got Mike Nowinski. Camera control operator, Sarah Myers. Of course, our production assistant, Renee, she's not feeling very good, so she's not here with us tonight, just to let you know. Get better, girl. Audio and chief engineer, Don Scharouse. Director and producer, of course, Scotty Bowers. And then the main here, sitting to my right, Mike Hauser. We appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight, folks.
Along with Brent.
Well, yeah, I showed up.
There we are. Look at that. Now we get us a backward shot.
Yeah, I got that
spot. You got a spot on the back. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Now, Andy, you shouldn't be saying things like that.
I'm going to get some of that spray paint stuff, man. That's what I'm going to do,
Fill it in, man.
Of course, if the way it's growing, I'm going to have to go to Earl Shive and get one of them $99 paint jobs if that's what I'm going to use. But that's our...
All right, here we go. After the timeout by the Crabbers.
All right, let's see if they can get things going here a little bit.
Still down by 4, 18-14. Passes underneath to Bennett. There's
three-point shot.
A 3-point shot by
number
Payne.
11. Yep.
That's her second 3. That pulls the Crabbers back to within 1, 18-17.
That's a walk.
And she actually got the call. Another turnover. That's the first turnover for the Hurricanes in the second half.
I think Hampton just had a discussion about let's come out and get that ball up. Let's cut this out.
Well, now that the Crabbers are back to within 1, 18-17. Bennett on the outside. takes the shot.
Nobody underneath, folks. You got to go to the board when she's going to put it up. They're still just standing around. They expect it to go, I guess.
There's a drive that was actually forced, and
Blocked
another
twice.
block. 2 blocks by Lewis on that play.
And
Nice play by Lewis. Gets the ball to Bennett as she now. And this is an awful tall girl to be able to carry dribble the ball. She
6'1".
dribbles the ball like
sophomore.
a guard.
Yeah, 6'1" sophomore.
Davis over to Payne. Over to London. Back to Davis. Up for 3.
And another one.
man.
Here he comes.
Here we go. First 3-pointer of the game. That gives her 7. Timeout now by the Hurricanes. As the Lady Crabbers have, after falling down by 4, have stormed back to take a 2-point lead.
You just got a little tiny sample of what they were doing here the other night. I mean, you cannot leave their guards. I got 3 guards out there that can put up to 3. Go watch this, folks, as you see this. Watch the ball just move around, take it up. You'll just see him come back.
Well, you know, this is exactly what they've done in the entire game.
Sets up.
They just work the ball around and all net.
But number 10 was chasing Davis. Now they've dropped back into a little zone because Hampton wasn't shooting. So they laid off him. So that man-up zone that they were doing, remember right there at first, they kind of backed up.
Michael Gardner calls timeout for the Hurricanes now to let the team know this is what we got to do. And that's their 3rd timeout. They only have 2 left. And we're here. We're not even halfway through the 3rd quarter. Crabbers
Just
still
barely
have 3.
halfway through. Just barely. But here we go. Let's see what's changed for everybody. Dickerson bringing the ball up again. Heritage still playing that baseline 4 set. Back out to Dickerson.
Yeah, the Hurricanes are actually letting their guards force the issue and push the ball back outside.
Nice little shot by Dickerson. Ties the ball game. 20-20.
That's her first points. It's her first shot of the game. Got 2 free throws, gives her 4 on the game. London over here to Payne, over to Bennett. Back to Payne, back to London. Bennett, Davis.
Now, she's got to start flashing up at the top. She's not doing it.
They're looking at trying to get the ball to Lewis. There's a nice little fake as Payne puts the ball up and nowhere near it. Bennett on the rebound and an in. Alicia Bennett picks up her first basket of the night, folks.
Picking up a little pace here.
22-20. They scored more points already halfway through the 3rd quarter than they scored in the entire 1st quarter. Nice pull-around jumper. Nice job by Bonnie Holston.
Bennett never saw it coming. She walked right away from it. The defender had to come from the backside to try to catch it. She's got to be aware.
13.
Got to be aware of what's coming in behind.
Holston, the leading scorer in the game with 13. There's Lewis. Back to Bennett.
Davis with another 3-point attempt, and it's good. I'm telling you, she can light it up, folks.
That's 2 in a row. That gives her 10 on the game. She's in double figures now.
Can light it up.
Payne has 2 3-pointers. That's 4 for the game so far, the Crabbers. That's 3 of them already here in the 3rd quarter. They only had 1 in the entire first half. And that's a pretty good job by Ebony Dickerson, actually forcing the issue there.
Yep.
Did I hear him say Bennett was charged with the foul? If that's the case, that would be 3 on Bennett.
Well, last night they were putting the numbers up of the player that committed the foul. They haven't been doing that tonight. I don't know what's
Ebony
changed.
Dickerson hits the first. Pull the Canes to within 2.
Yep. And she
up and it's off the board. There's Lewis on the rebound.
All right, 2-point lead by the Crabbers, 1:52 in the 3rd quarter.
Looks like the Hurricanes are still in that. Looks like a 1-3-1. Is that what it is? Matchup zone?
Pretty much, yeah. I think you might be right. I can't tell right now.
Kind of hard to tell that from sitting where we're at.
Yep.
But it looks like what they're doing. There's a pass. There's an open shot by
Got
Bennett.
to hit one of those. She's not doing it. Boy, she just got fouled and didn't call a thing. Okay, number 11.
It's like
going to the free throw
Payne
line.
gets the rebound. Let me see if I can hear who the foul's on. Well, that was Indy Hauser on the foul. That's her first. Teams first, by the way. The Crabbers team fouls are 4 here in the third period. That's number 11, Rachel Payne, shooting the free throws.
Let me just tell you, Hampton is not playing the game they played the other night.
I don't think either one of these two teams are playing.
I'm just talking about shooting-wise. They just seem to be flat. They just well, that's probably so. They just seem to be a little bit flat. It's just
Payne is 2 for 4 at the line after she hit the first two, misses the second two. 25-23, a minute and 10 to go here in the third quarter. The Lady Crabbers out in front. Here is the Eastern Regional final game here at Churchland High School. Winner of this game will, what a stuff on that play by Lewis. Oh, absolute great pass.
Yep.
Nice pass into number 42, Brittany Thorpe. That's her first basket of the game. Ties it up. 45 seconds to go here in the third. 25 all. Bennett on a great move, and she got hacked and didn't get a call.
I don't know.
When you're going in for a drive to the hoop and you go up and somebody hacks you across the arm on a shot and you don't get a call.
I'm not going to get into it. It's the pace of the officials in these games I've been watching completely different. Some show up and you don't know why they're here, and others don't know what their whistle is.
That was close. London on a drive to the hole. Nice pass underneath to Lewis. I'm sorry. That's Lewis's 6th point, and she's got 4 here in the third quarter. We're down to 15 seconds. The Crabbers back out in front by 2, 27-25. Pace picked up quite a bit here in the third. Nice drive on the play. There's Davis on the rebound, and she is knocked to the floor and nothing called. Well, that's it. They couldn't get the ball out of the backcourt. There should have been a foul called here, and it wasn't, as David Six is letting the referees know that there should have been one. At the end of 3, the Lady Crabbers out in front of the Hurricanes by a score of 27-25.
What was the score at half? 13-12.
13-12. So they doubled the score in one
third
quarter.
That's what I'm saying. Here you go.
That was a nice feed.
Nice feed right there.
Nice drive to the hole by Davis, and a nice feed over to Lewis for the shot. That shot gave them the 2-point lead. And the Crabbers outscored the Lady Canes by 3 in the third quarter.
We're down by 1 at half.
Down by 1. 13-12 at the half.
I didn't want to say it again. I didn't want to say it.
You didn't want? Oh, I'll say it. I'll be glad to say it for you.
Here. Watch this little pen. Watch this nice dish right there.
That's just like what we saw at the other end just a little while ago with
penetrating feed.
Davis and
Thorpe.
So Hampton will get the ball to start the fourth quarter here by the alternating arrow. So we're down to the last 8 minutes of an exciting third quarter.
It's the pace picked up. Picked up.
Well, after David Six called that timeout, the Crabbers started playing a little bit better. Ooh, that was close. You got to do something with it, young lady. You can't just stand there, and she's hacked. That foul's going to be on the Hurricanes' number 42, Brittany Thorpe. Be her 3rd.
Let me just tell you this. Lewis has been strong from the free. I don't want to jinx her. But the other night,
said nothing.
Yeah, well.
Evelyn Lewis will go to the line to shoot 2.
Here we go. Big mouth Brent. Okay. They sat and poured them in, boy, the other night. They've missed the last 3 now. It went through.
Got to bounce as the ball hits the back of the rim and goes straight up and back down. 28-23, 3-point lead by the Lady Crabbers.
Last quarter here, folks, and what we anticipated to be, I anticipated to be in the 50s. Mike's calling maybe be in the 40s.
Whoa, I don't know about that call.
What was that call?
Called that one against number 5, London.
Well, I guess when you fall down, you got to call something, but the girl just tripped over her feet. That's all I could see. But that's okay. I don't want to talk about the officials. It's just sometimes it's baffling.
There's a turnover again, another foul. That one is going to be against Dickerson, number 10. That'll be her first.
That'd be the 3rd team foul against Heritage in the second half.
Another turnover for Heritage. That's their 2nd. So far, the turnovers have been pretty minimal in the game.
Well, they haven't been up and down the court a whole lot. It's just been a slow-paced game. Hampton's shown a few flashes. Heritage has not tried to run after the first minute or so of the game.
Oh,
there she was.
Man. Well, they had her covered, but it was a great job. Davis forces it up, and it goes into home.
She can score. 5-point lead by Hampton, largest lead by either side right now during the game. That's the largest lead. They're still running at 4 bases.
12 points for Davis now, all but 4 of them here in the second half. 30-25. 6:45 to go in the fourth. Like you said, 5-point lead, biggest lead of the game.
For either team, yep.
Heritage held a 4-point lead, and the Crabbers stormed back. Ooh, and they're going to take another timeout. That's 4. That's going to only leave them with 1.
6:34 to go, and they got 1 timeout left. It's still a close game. Anything can happen. But as Coach Gardner told me over at practice the other day, he said number 10 is the motor of this team. He said she sets the pace. And
Ebony Dickerson, she's done a good job.
She handles the ball. She distributes the ball.
6:35 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. The Lady Crabbers looking to extend their one of their better years, win and loss wise. 26-2. That's
strong.
impressive.
And when you say
how
that,
much better can you get than that, other than being 28-0? You know what I mean?
And other than that, they've only lost once in the district. And they had a couple of tremendous wins in Maryland, and then this team that came in here a couple of weeks ago that was ranked in the top 10 nationally, and they turned around and beat them. And so Hampton's had some, I don't know if they're ranked anywhere nationally, but I mean, if you look by the teams they played, no other teams in either district are playing these teams like Hampton is. Hampton travels every spring and goes and plays big teams in Arizona and places like that.
During the Christmas break, that's when they go and play in some tournaments. A couple years ago, I believe they went to Phoenix.
Yeah, they used to go to Phoenix, and then this past year they went to a big tournament up in Maryland, lost 1 game and won 2, I believe, but beat some ranked teams, nationally ranked teams.
And what we've seen tonight, folks, is not indicative of the way this team is normally plays. Their shooting percentages has got to be really low. They did pick it up a bit in the third. There's Johnson, number 34, as she again does her magic and scores another 2.
Just works one-on-one, and she's got a fadeaway jump shot. And she's hit it about 3 times. 15
points. She's the leading scorer in the game right now. She draws the Canes back to within 3. 30-27. 5:58 to go here in the fourth quarter. Back to Bennett. They're just moving the ball around. And inside to Lewis on a move. Well, that was tried to force the issue, and Lewis is going to end up getting a pretty cheap foul right there.
Girl fell down, and she couldn't stop. And she didn't knock her down. She fell down on her own. Dickerson did.
That's her first personal foul, but the Crabbers now have 6. So any more fouls will be putting the
change the complexion of this game.
The Hurricanes on the line. I look at it this way too. If the Hurricanes get the lead and the Crabbers have to foul to stop the clock, then they're in good shape there. Really, as far as fouls are concerned right now, Jocelyn Davis.
Little walk. She gets that little step before she puts the ball down.
Jocelyn Davis. She has 4 fouls for the Crabbers.
For the Hurricanes?
No, for the Crabbers. Jocelyn Davis.
She has 4?
She has 4. Sitting down, she's number 12.
Yeah, it's the other Davis.
Sonia Johnson has 3, and Brittany Thorpe has 3 for the Lady Canes. London for a 3-pointer from downtown.
And she hits it.
That's her first basket of the game. That gives her 4 points. She has a free throw. That extends the lead now to 6, the biggest lead of the game. Nice pass underneath and block by Lewis.
I mean, a great block. She just took it right off the top.
Rebound by London as she pulls up and shoots the ball back over here.
6-point lead now, biggest lead that either team's had.
Notice that. Look at their offense now. They've rotated the offense around and got Bennett all the way over here on this side of the court now. There's Lewis.
Good kick out.
Out to Davis, back under to Lewis on a drive, and
nice
he rolls
play.
in. Nice play. At the 8-point lead now, that's the largest lead of the game for the Crabbers, and they seem like they're wanting to take it over.
Who called that timeout?
That timeout's called by Heritage, a full timeout called.
That's their last one?
Well, we'll find out in a second because our PA announcer will let us all know exactly how many timeouts are left. But
4:27 to go. Let's watch this on the monitor here, Mike. Look at this. Little give and go. Well, I won't even call it a give and go. She finally gets the ball in, takes it back up top, gives it. Now watch her break. There she is. Give and go. Classic. And
Heritage has 1 full timeout left. Hampton has 3. Just to let everybody know, in the last 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go, the Crabbers have extended their lead now to 8 points at 35-27, and they almost seem as though they're kind of starting to take over a little bit now
The
underneath.
big people are getting more involved. They've made a few shots.
They've made that's the kicker right there. They're making the shot.
That's right. They had them in the first half. They weren't falling in the first half.
Nothing in the world. It was almost as though they had a plastic cover over top of the hole, like they do over at Dick's Sporting Goods to keep people from practicing on their basket.
Talking about sand wrap basketball, saran wrap.
You put a plastic plate on top to keep people from throwing balls in, and that's the way it looked like it was being played in the first half. Things have picked up here a little bit. They got 35 points now. That's a walk.
That's a walk, yeah. Can't pick it up.
Lost a little bit of control there. That was Sonia Johnson.
They put a double pick on number 5, Davis, to try to get her off of it.
This is the key to this game right here. I'm looking at this. Bonnie Holston, who has 15 points, and the other big girl, who normally is a major factor in the scoring for the Hurricanes, has been held to 2. That's Sonia Johnson. Key factor in this game.
Oh, absolutely. It's changed the complexion completely.
Bennett on a great drive and turnaround jumper off the backboard.
That's what they were not doing in the first half. And you see, because of the score, Heritage is having to come out, which opens them up. Hampton's hit 3 3-pointers. What do you got to do? You got to come out on them and lets the big people loose.
10-point lead now by the Lady Crabbers, and if everything keeps going, nice block by Lewis again.
She kicks it out.
If she turned around and looked, it looked like Payne had to break, but she stopped and she got hammered. Looks like that foul's going to probably
23.
be on Sonia Johnson, number 33.
Is Nikki Lee or Sonia Johnson?
He gave 33, so Johnson gets it. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, it's 33.
Yep. And that's 4 on her. So Davis will go to the line to shoot 2. She's 4 of 4, by the way, Brent, in the game. Oh!
Now you jinxed it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I said I wasn't going to say nothing else because I jinxed Lewis one time. I ain't going to say nothing else. I ain't jinxing nobody.
I'm not sure what David Six is over there arguing with the referee about, but something's not right.
10-point lead. 3:18 to go in the game.
Finally sits down.
Low scoring affair. Just low paced.
Shots up and good.
11-point lead.
That gives Davis 13 on the game.
Coach Gardner starts slowing it down by subbing. You know, if you wait till after that second free throw and with somebody at the table, you at least get to set up while they wave them in.
Well, it allows Hampton to get back and get set up, too.
I understand, but he can rotate players offense and defense, too.
Their 11-point lead, 38-27, as the Crabbers have this one currently in control. And a travel call on Sonia Johnson gives the Crabbers
what she's doing is she's pushing off the foot, whereas if she puts the ball down before she picks up her back foot, it's not a walk, but she's picking it up before the ball goes down.
Davis over
They're
to...
out on the full press now, and they've got to do that. Look for the free throw line might start making a difference.
Ellie London has the ball now. Over to
Tiffany
Davis.
And she is the ball handler, folks.
And she will attempt to try to stall the game a bit here.
Got it down to 2:45.
I'll tell you, the defense has really picked up.
Yep.
Don't have a whole lot of choice down by 11.
Yep.
And if
Stuck
that
her foot
foul
in there,
is
that's
on number
33.
33, folks, that's going to be 5. She's gone. And she'll end the game with 2 points.
That's going to be Johnson. That's one of the big girls, too. She was one of the players of the year. I guess not. I guess it ain't 5.
Well, I thought I saw the official scorekeeper giving them 5 points. 5, but I guess not. I guess it's only 4.
Hampton's going to be very content to eat 20 seconds or 30 seconds off the clock every time.
Absolutely. We're down to 2:20. Lewis almost loses the ball. There's London gets the loose ball and is hacked. That goes against Indy Hauser. That'll be her second. As the Crabbers are very, very content now just to let the clock run.
That's all I'm going to try. I'm surprised they haven't got 4 guards in there instead of the 2 big girls. They did that the other night. They went and just, ran 4 guards all around the perimeter and cutting across the
so
backside.
far, right now, this has been successful in,
yeah.
in this quarter. Tiffany Davis, and there's number 10 Dickerson on her. Ooh, that was almost a carry, and that's what she got.
It was a carry.
Get called for.
But they ate a minute and something off the clock almost.
Yep. Down to 2 minutes exactly to go. We're up by 11. The Lady Crabbers have this in basically in control right now.
Heritage going to have to start putting it up quick. They cannot.
And they're going to have to crash the boards if they have any chance.
Have to put it up quick. This is playing into Hampton's hands when they do this. Shot.
On you, John. That's her shot right there. Bonnie Holston on another shot, 17 points. She leads all scores.
Whoa.
Down by 8 now as the Crabbers out in front.
I got my first chance to get the ball right there.
That
hit it right over to me.
Yeah, that foul's going to be on Robinson. That'll be her first, and that'll send Rachel Payne to the line. She's 2 of 4 in the game at the line.
She hits some 3-pointers, or she hits some 3-pointers.
Payne, she has hit 2.
Yeah.
She's 2. She's had 2.
And if we go back to it, in the third quarter, that's what started opening this game up when Hampton hit, 3 3-pointers there in about a 3-minute stretch?
Misses that. She's 2 of 5. Keeps the Hurricanes in the game, basically.
9-point game.
Missing free throws here. Dickerson drives to the hole, puts it up with her right hand, and it actually goes in.
120, cuts it down to 7 points.
That's 4 points on her. Turnover. What you call it?
Travel. The travel.
I'd like to see that one again.
She picked it up too soon, I think. I was trying to see it from behind. But here comes the foul.
Yeah, we're going to be going to the foul line a lot now, folks.
Here's a travel. I think she picked it up too soon. Let's see. Steal right here.
Yeah, she took 4 steps to the hoop.
It looked good. Good steal.
Not sure who the foul was called on. Either way, the Crabbers, Tiffany Davis goes to the line to shoot 2. Currently, so far, 5 of 6 from the line.
Well, the way it looks right now, Hampton has a 7-point lead with 1:11 to go in the game. And if Hampton holds on to win this, they've won the Peninsula District Championship. They won the Peninsula District Championship. And the Eastern Region.
This is that one. Again, this game is not over, folks. We're down to 1:05. There's a three-pointer
short.
It's off the front of the rim.
Davis
gets the rebound, and it is fouled right away
by
34, who is Bonnie Holston, her third.
I have to tell you, with the tragedy that Heritage suffered with loss of athletic director, that's put a damper on this team. People want to say, well, it's going to fire them up, it's going to do this, but it was a tragedy. These are young kids. We're talking 14, 15, 16-year-old kids.
First of all, let me tell you, I knew Debbie Berry. I knew her well enough to know that she is the type of person who every one of these girls on this court respected that lady, and it's definitely going to be a drawback for them. Looks like Lewis is going to pick up her foul. That's going to be number 2.
Well, Hampton's starting to miss the front end of their free throws, folks, and when you do that,
it allows the other team a chance to come back.
Yeah, we got all of that one.
Yep.
But that's what you do. You don't give her the 2 points. You make her get them at the line.
38-31, the Lady Crabbers out in front by 7 with 55 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Going to the line to shoot 2 will be, I believe, Letitia Robinson. She has not scored.
But let me just say that. I know maybe I'm jumping the gun. It's a 7-point game with Heritage going to the line. This game's not over.
I know it's not.
And if Hampton doesn't hit any of those free throws, they've got,
Well, here about a minute ago, they had an 11-point lead.
Right.
And
down to 7.
And now it's down to 7. 55.1 seconds to go. That leaves the Crabbers, I believe, with 2 timeouts left. The Canes, I think, have 1 left.
They didn't just use that?
No, Crabbers.
That was Crabbers? Okay. Glad you got the pen in your hand. Yes. All right, let's see what happens. Shooting 2.
Tisha Robinson will shoot 2 now for the Canes.
Of course, Heritage is saying if they get the ball, jump them right away. They're going to put them on the free throw line if Hampton gets the ball.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the first one. That hurts. You got to have these, folks.
The Crabbers are 0 for 3 in the last 3 one-on-one attempts.
Yeah. And it's still 1-1 until the next. Well, the next foul's 2.
Next foul goes to 2. They've had 19 fouls. The Crabbers still sitting on 17 fouls.
That's
That
good.
was it.
6-point lead.
Robinson's first points of the game. Bennett being hassled real hard there. Nice play by Bennett. That was almost backcourt. What was the call for?
I don't know what the call was.
I don't think the referee
It's a foul.
did either.
Yeah,
The
the
foul
one on the other
number
side called a
10.
foul. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. The Crabbers are lucky. Because that was backcourt. Because Bennett was in the front court.
I didn't see that.
Jumped up in the air and caught the ball and came down in the backcourt. So going to the line now to shoot 2 is
43 seconds left in this game.
That's Bennett.
6-point game. Now 2
first
shots.
attempt at the line tonight, which is a rarity for her and her.
I'm going to tell you what,
size.
folks.
Here's
a replay.
The Lady Crabbers
Here's what Mike was talking about across now. Let's see where she is.
Both feet on the front court, and she comes down over the line. She has to have possession.
Yeah, now
At least one of those.
they need this to make it a 3-possession game, I have to tell you. Right now it's a 2-possession game. They need one of these free throws, and they ain't got it. I'm telling you, they
That's
have not
5
get
free throws
straight
in a row.
free throws, and it's going to be a game if they go down and score.
35 seconds to go, and there goes a drive straight to the hole. And Payne on the steal, but she ends up losing it. And is that going to be a foul on number 5? That's London. That's her third.
See, the difference here is the fouls are underneath the board where Heritage is trying, because they're going to the line.
Right.
And they're going to crawl back in this game. 6-point game, folks.
Number
30
10,
seconds.
Ibby Dickerson goes to the line. She's going to be shooting 2.
Hampton Smith 5 straight free throws.
38-32 is the score. The Crabbers up by 6. First shot is up.
Good.
Oh, and it
I
bounces
thought
off
it was
the
good.
front.
Bounced off the front. Here's a replay of this. I mean, Hampton had the rebound, and she turns to dribble with it in the crowd instead of just getting possession. You'll see this. And it's still fighting for it. Now she steps right in. She has possession, and I watch her turn and goes right off the player laying on the floor. That's a 5-point game.
5-point game here, folks. We have 30 seconds to go. This game is not over. And there's Davis, and she gets absolutely hacked by number 34, Bonnie Holston. That's going to be her 4th.
That was a takedown by the cornerback at the right end of the end
Are they going to call it
zone.
on Holston? No, they're not. They're going to call it on number 10, Dickerson. That'll be her 2nd.
All right, now, David, yeah, I'm telling you what. Look at this.
Yep.
There. That's pass interference in my book. I don't care what you say. Yes, sir. You
So
can't.
Tiffany Davis will be going to the line. She's going to be trying to shoot 2 here. Let's hope she can get one of them.
I'm not going to say nothing. All right. Here's a team that missed 3 foul shots out of 21 or something the other night. And they missed the last 5 until
Got
that
the roll on that one.
Let's back up to a 6-point lead. And again, they need this next one to make the 3-possession game. They need to do that. Because they're putting Hurricanes on the line just as well as they're getting
Down
put
to
on the line.
27 seconds to go. Free throw is up.
And good. So that's big right there, making it 3-possession. All
She's
right.
7 of 8 from the line, by the way.
Who, Davis?
Davis.
Yeah, she's a shooter. I'm telling you, she's one of the best shooters in
Are
this.
we gonna have a player of the game here?
Oh, I
We
think,
hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, we're going to have player of the game. That's 3-pointer from deep. And what a block. Whoa.
That should have been I would have thought that would have been a jump ball.
Well, he called it on 5 for the push. The block was great.
Kelly London picks up number 4 for her. We're down to 9 seconds left in the game. Let me tell you, folks, it's history. 7 points with 9 seconds to go. Going to the line for the Lady Hurricanes is number 10, Ebony Dickerson, who has struggled, but this
Cut
one
it to
she
6. Here's a replay of that. And the block looked good, and I ain't seen what 5 did yet, but staying still.
Just standing there with a hand
Straight up in the air. I had not seen it.
So Dickerson will try to pull the
Back to 5 with 9.7 seconds to go. And she missed
off
it.
the rim.
And Hampton with a rebound. And a little grab
That's
by.
an intentional foul
Well,
there,
they're not
folks.
gonna call
They're
that.
not going to call it.
Foul by 10, Dickerson. And 5.3 to go. 6
That'd be a
points.
touchdown pass in my book,
yeah.
I tell you.
Well,
Ebony Dickerson on the foul. That's her 3rd. So going to the line now to shoot 2
Who's playing
is
the game?
Tiffany Davis. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. Look at it.
Yeah,
All that is
I
in
don't
the
think,
second half.
I don't think there's an argument whatsoever. I think you want to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think,
Go for it.
folks, there's no doubt about it. Number 4, the young lady at the line right now, Tiffany Davis, has been the spark plug for this team, fighting for rebounds, steals.
I'll tell you how many points she has in a
and
minute.
she's outscored everybody else on the floor, I think. Mike's going to give us that
She's
number.
got 16 currently, going on 17.
Got 16 points out of 41 that Hampton scored. And she's done it sitting on the bench with foul trouble part of the time, too. And she just hit her second
Rattles
one.
that one in, so that gives her 17. So player of the game, folks, for this the Eastern Region Championship is Tiffany Davis. As going to the hoop.
That's
as
the game.
Horn
Great game.
goes off is number 34, Sonia Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, our Eastern Regional, our Peninsula District Tournament, and the Peninsula District regular season champions are the Lady Crabbers of
And
Hampton High.
I'd like to say 2 good Peninsula District teams representing, and 2 teams that play these teams are going to be surprised if they look at this game to read what's going to happen.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
These are both potential teams. These are arch rivals. This is the old Newport News Hampton back in the old days.
That's right. Heritage is in the east end of Newport News.
Right.
And
this is like,
it's almost like, and you wouldn't believe how many people really wanted that school to be named Newport News. You know why they named it Heritage? Because of the 3 schools that are no longer, or the 3 schools. You had Ferguson, you had Carver, you had Huntington, you had Newport News. They all were closed.
Came to Heritage.
And what they did, they decided as a heritage. So that's pretty cool.
Well, here we are, folks. It's been a great night here at the Eastern Regionals. As they finished in the regular season 1-2, Hampton Crabbers have won the Eastern District, and Heritage Hurricanes have come in second. Mike, had a great time. We'll see you next week or the week after.
Next week here again, the 3rd of March, the Hampton Crabbers will host the first quarterfinal contest at 6 o'clock for the state championships. Final score has been taken off of the board, and I didn't write it down, but I believe the Crabbers won by 7. 36-42 was the final score. I didn't write it down. We were talking about it. Mike Hauser along with Mr. Brent Musgrove, WHCS Channel 47.
46.
I'm sorry, 46.
46.
Oh, man.
46.
You guys take it easy. We'll see you next week.
Been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.